All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Melissa here. I got this pimple going down. Happy about that because it was like really painful. So I have somebody posting on here. I did keep the post up because I have responded to their rotten comments. So I have somebody saying, "Oh, this morning, someone shouldn't be me should not be held accountable for her lies on a public forum." So they had come after me on here. It's probably Kevin Leandro or someone he knows, somebody saying that, just stuff about me constantly. Like, like, this basically I did a video about how family doesn't like me because I have come out and shared the gospel with them. They think they're good people. They think they're going to heaven. And I said, actually, good people don't go to heaven, they go to hell. The only way, you get to heaven is by believing in Jesus Christ, accepting what he did for you personally. He died for your sins. And they don't like that. They don't like it. They think they can earn their own way to heaven. So, because of that, I've gotten a lot of persecution. So, it hasn't been lies, it's been no, this is the gospel. We all need Christ. We're all sinners. I witnessed to Kevin the other night, and, he just thinks he's a good enough person. And, he's not. He's not. Nobody is. And he's talked about how hard he's worked. So what? He's like, I have more stuff than you. And I'm like, who cares? Seriously, who cares? So we are all going to be judged before God how we have lived this life. It is very unwise to compare yourself to other people. Um, I am content with who I am, and people don't like it. I am very content. And what happens is somebody had talked about in one of my emails why women choose abortion. And the reason why I believe, and this is from me, is because it's a low standard. It is a very low standard. And when you come from a family who has no standards, as in my husband's parents, you will see people being rotten to you. They will be very rotten to you. Someone asked me if I heard from my son today, and I said, no, I'll let you know when I do. And when I think about having five sons and how God lifted me up after a forced abortion, I am truly honored among women. I truly am. I had somebody tell me yesterday, Melissa, you've done homeschooling all the way through for 30 years. He's like, you are a woman of valor. So as I talk about my resume with over 10 years experience, I'll have to count with waitressing, over 7 years of cleaning experience, 30 years of homeschooling, 2 years of researching and volunteer work. I have a lot of work under my belt. He's like, you are a woman of valor. You are, basically freaking amazing, basically. So, but you will have other people who are jealous of you. And, you just got to let them fall by the wayside. That's what you got to do. They just, they can attack all they want, but it's like ping, ping. They just fall. Boom. They can't keep up with you. They are not happy. They are miserable. Kevin talks about how hard my father-in-law works. He takes unemployment every single year. Talk about greed. Every year he knows he's going to be unemployed. And they're like, well, he pays into that. You can plan ahead and know that you can expect this every year. Then we got Carrie, who has hardly worked in her life, hardly ever. Then we have Ben, who's unmotivated and leeches off his parents. And so when Kevin has said, I've leached off my husband, I actually uh, brought a lot of good to my husband's life, a ton of good. So, Kevin, this is so funny. Kevin talks about how he's a self made man. Yesterday, I was at a meeting with a man who, in front of the whole entire business group, proclaimed Jesus Christ. And he was talking about how a lot of times we do things in our own strength instead of depending on God, on God. And he talked about the brokenness he had in his life, and another guy, the brokenness he had in his life before they came to know Christ, and how they based their business on Jesus. And I talked about how I had trauma in my life with a forced abortion, and just that balance of having a business now that I'm starting with some social impact. So I've got a one-on-one today. I've had one-on-ones, a ton of one-on-ones. I met a guy who's a multi million dollar billionaire helping me. I have another guy who helped me with a ton of resources for vehicles. He met with me and my son is going for his license, and then he has resources for him to get a vehicle. I have another man who's like, hey, here's a number of another guy, Melissa. We have so many resources here. We will help you, and we're going to help you move past and move forward past